So this is a video basically going over a 2008, I guess that would be right around the mid-2000 teens, somewhere around in there. They stopped, I think they changed the configuration, but you can look that up and reference it. But essentially you're just doing a brake change. You've got a lot of gurgling coming out of the front. This is something that, you know, there's routine maintenance. A lot of people pay a lot of money to have it done. It's really not complicated. First step you're going to want to do, obviously, is break the lug nuts loose from your tire. Not all the way, just enough to where they'll spin freely with your fingers. You want to snug them back down with your fingers. And you want to jack the car up. And once you get the car up off the ground and secured on a jack stand, then you're going to go ahead and remove those lug nuts and take your tire off. And once you've done that, this is what you'll see. You'll see right here is your brake rotor. Right here is your brake caliper. And what you're trying to change out are the pads. This front pad's always going to be a lot thicker than the back pad because the pressure's coming from the back. So more or less, back pad goes out, front pad might look like it's fine, but unless you check that back pad, you'll be surprised. Most of the time there's nothing there. There's no pad there. That's why you've been hearing all that gurgling. If you're getting pulsing in the back, like in the pedal, when you hit the pedal and it just wobbles the whole front end, then that's going to tell you that these rotors are probably warped, and you're going to need to either A, get them turned, or B, buy new ones. New ones are like 50 bucks. So it's kind of really whatever you want to do. If you want to save a little bit of money, get them turned. If you don't really care, go ahead and buy some new ones. All you really need to do this job is pretty simple. You're going to need like a 13. Turn that where it's actually visible. There's a 13. You need a 13 with a socket, wrench, ratchet wrench, however you want to do it. Okay. And you're going to need your brake pads. This is the part number for 2008 Dodge Durango Limited 4.7 liter flex. It should all be the same, but just in case they ask you at the parts store, you'll need your tire iron, of course, to get that off. Get your tire off. And you'll need a C-clamp. I like to use a 6-inch C-clamp. And the C-clamp, it's pretty straightforward what you do with it. You're going to put it on the back of the caliper. And when you put it on the back of the caliper, you want to look out for your brake line. You want to look out for your bleeder valve. So what you want to really do is, if you see right here, it's got this curvature here. That's where the piston sits. And that's what you're trying to push back anyway. So you're going to put pressure directly on that. And so you just open that C-clamp up. Rotate it counterclockwise and it'll open up. Open that up enough to where you can slide in here on the pad and back around the back of the caliper. And so I get pretty close, but not quite enough. A few more turns counterclockwise. We'll slide that in. And now it is clearing. And you want it to sit evenly on the back there. I'm going to set the phone down for a second. Once you do that, you just tighten this up by turning it clockwise onto the pad, like so. See how it's getting tighter. Okay, now double check everything, make sure it's where it needs to be. And what you're doing here is you're literally turning this clockwise, and you'll hear it creaking and creaking and moaning. What you're doing is you're pushing this pad back and pushing the rotor back, which in turn is pushing the pistons back in. And you'll see how much space will open up here in a minute. And you want to do, me, you know, I've heard of some people trying to do it otherwise, but this is the easiest way. Just do it while it's on the car. Okay. And once you've got that piston pushed all the way back in, where it won't go anymore, you're going to want to loosen your caliper bolts. start with the top one myself. I'm going to put it on there. And remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. But since this is facing towards me, look, my hands are going in that direction. Right there. My hands are actually rotating to the right, but it's spinning it opposite because it's reversed. Threads aren't reversed, just the direction is. Now, I'm going to take this loose to get it out of the way. And now you see how much room that opened up? You see how that pad is moving around in there? That means the piston will successfully push back. And sometimes they're not all the way, and if that's the case, I will show you how to fix that. And if you look down here, on the bottom right hand side, you will see a bolt right here. This is your lower caliper bolt. And this is what is holding it in now since we removed that top one. There's only two. Got my 13 on there. All right. I'm gonna set you down for a minute. Now what I did was I just put the ratchet, or the ratchet wrench on for my case, right here on the back caliper bolt until I could get this freed up. And the reason why is because this is actually designed to pivot. If you see here, it comes. Let me pull the pad out of the way, it'd be easier to show you. But yeah. Now you see there, once that top bolt is loose, this will pivot down, like so. And then you can see this, the pads aren't quite all the way in, and this is what I was showing earlier. You can take one of your old pads and put it right there. As long as it's touching on both of those pistons right there. Set you down for a minute. What I'm doing right now is I'm just putting the C-clamp back around the back of the caliper again, on the back of the pistons. Try to center it as much as I can. Because you want these pistons to be all the way in. That way your pads, your new pads, go on. And what I'm doing right now is just turning that clockwise again, tightening that clamp up. This pad sitting on these pistons, and it's just pushing them the rest of the way in. That way I have plenty of room to get my new pads on. That's what your pads are going to look like. I mean, it should be like that. If you get a pack from the auto parts store and they're not sealed up like that, take them back, because somebody else tried to put them on. They could have broken something. And you don't want to deal with that. They return them for a reason. So, I'm going to do a part 2 here in a minute, showing you how to put the pads back on. Alright, thank you.